Okay, I'm inviting Kyra-Lee here. So,
I don't know. Okay,
yes,
hold on.
it's
Hold on.
now.
One second. One second. One
Responding to
second. I have to
comments.
switch to headphones, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks so much for tuning in. I see that there's 3 people right now, but maybe more people will join later, and if not, that's totally fine too. But to those that are here, thanks so much for tuning in. This is our first live stream ever, and on family, I mean. And I'm actually going to be doing more of these because I like the Female Founder series already. So there will be more. But to those who tuned in, thanks so much.
Yeah, give me one. Just want to make sure the connection and make sure the height and everything is okay. Because it looks kind of short, don't you think? It's cutting
Yeah,
off part of my head. Oh my goodness. Is that just me? Is that like a me thing? Is it that like I'm too close? I think I'm too close.
No, I think you're good. I think you're good.
Let me see.
Hmm.
This. Let's back it up slightly more. Okay, I think this might be better, right? Like you all
Oh,
can see
wait.
me.
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, I
Awesome. Oh,
think you all
no,
can see
there's
me.
this one part that's okay though. I think that we can just start. I hope that maybe more people are going to join later, but if not, that's totally fine. But
We could definitely save this
yes,
and send it, and post it.
yeah, for sure. So let me actually maybe begin it. So this is family. This is our mutual founders under 25. I'm actually gonna ask you, Kyra-Lee, to introduce yourself. So go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. So, hello everyone. My name is Kyra-Lee Harry. I am the founder of Future Changemakers Academy, otherwise known as F.C.M.A. I love to consider myself to be an entrepreneur as well as a public speaker, TEDx speaker, STEM activist, civic engagement youth leader. I'm very passionate about those topic areas. And I'm super excited to talk more about F.C.M.A with all of you and go into more detail about the organization and why I decided to found it. So very excited to be in conversation today.
I'm excited too. And I'm briefly, I'm the founder of FemZquared. I am also a singer-songwriter, currently based in London, but I travel between London and New York. And I'm also the co-founder of Live Room, which is a music tech startup, a platform for the music industry to monetize live streaming, to network and connect. So yeah, and I'm still in college too. So yeah, and we know each other from NYU, actually, from Tandon School of Engineering, which is kind of cool. So let's start. So the first thing I'm actually going to ask you, and then probably also say something from my experience, is how you got started in what you're doing in entrepreneurship and activism.
Yeah, and that's a really great question. So I since I was 5, I knew that I was very passionate about giving back to others. I was engaged in many different learning opportunities that really sparked my interest and wanted to push me to do more of what I found to know that I love, which is public speaking. And from since that time, I just knew that being a part of something larger than me, being able to contribute my ideas, contribute my passions in order to make a larger impact in society was something that I wanted to make sure that I did, making sure that I left my mark on this world, making sure that whatever I did, I knew that it came from my heart and wanting to show others that it's okay to also pursue their passions and that they're never too young to have a voice. So that is something that I continue to do. And that's the reason why I do the work that I do. It's inspired by the opportunities that I had from since I was younger. And I just want to continue to share that with others, and that in hopes they too would be able to share their passions with the world, and we could just continue making an impact.
That's awesome. That's really inspiring. Um, if I had to answer that question, how I got started. I've always been inspired by entrepreneurs. I've always wanted to become one, but to be completely honest, I've I feel like I've officially started pursuing entrepreneurship literally this year,
Mm.
by both founding F.C.M.A and co-founding Lightroom. By the way, I see that there is, but yeah, okay. Because I'm scared you're gonna hear it. So yeah, I started this year by founding these two initiatives, and it's been pretty busy and hectic since, but it's an amazing job. I'm really excited about everything that's about to come.
Yes.
F.C.M.A, because Lightroom is a totally different thing, as I said in the beginning, but F.C.M.A I created F.C.M.A with the intention of creating a network of strong women. And I wanted to start it because I've been having a lot of conversations with my peers, female peers, and my friends who are in the entertainment industry, whether it's music or fashion or acting. And I noticed that a lot of women are taking social media incredibly personally. And
Taken by, yep.
um, yes, and even me, like I'm doing it constantly. I literally I talk to my friend Jake. Shout out to Jake, who's not here yet, maybe. But I've talked to my Jake, to my friend Jake, so many times, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, on Instagram I just saw this, and he's always like, stop comparing yourself on Instagram. And it's something that I struggle with constantly, and I saw that so many women do that as well, young women. So
Right.
I decided to create it, and that's how F.C.M.A started. Lightroom is a different story, but let's not talk about it right now because it's kind of like not part of the conversation. But yeah, it's something that I definitely encourage people to do, though, because I feel like um, entrepreneurship is something that first of all, teaches you so much. Nothing else is going to teach you as much as being an entrepreneur and pursuing something
Right.
and founding a company, whether it's a company or nonprofit or whatever. But yeah, and it's also super exciting. So okay,
Yeah, most
um,
definitely.
yes, I have another question for you. So
Oh no, I
it's
think the
actually about the mission.
connection,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's my connection. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Because I think you're
I think
frozen
I
right
was just,
now.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was just saying that I'm gonna jump to another question. So
Oh yeah, most that.
my next question is, and you've kind of partly already talked about it, but it is about the mission and vision and purpose of your organization.
Yes. I always get very excited when I get to share mission, vision, and purpose for F.C.M.A because there's a lot that goes into it. And I'm still building on my mission, vision, and purpose. It's still evolving. I'm even doing a different structure going into this fall season. But so F.C.M.A, so Future Changemakers Academy, we are an online platform dedicated to helping youth ages 11 to 22 find their own unique voice by creating opportunities that will develop their knowledge of financial literacy. So that's our first topic. Provide a safe space to talk about mental health. Second topic, build communities through participation in civic engagement. That's the third one. And the creative arts, the fourth, all to ease the transition into adulthood. So that is the mission of FCMA, and that there's a lot as I mentioned, that we would love to focus on those four primary areas, mainly to help people with the transition to the next stage in their life. And as far as the vision of it goes, so I want to make sure that information in these primary areas that we are going to be talking about is more accessible and relevant to the current generation. Because there's so much going on in the world right now, I feel like it is so important that youth use their voice, but sometimes they do not know how to. So I'm hoping that with F.C.M.A structure, they will learn how to really develop that voice that they have, know that they're able to make a difference, and just continue to make impact. And in addition, through advocacy, outreach, collaboration, and action, I really do hope to amplify youth voice and influence change. So making sure that we educate, empower, encourage, inspire, advocate, and connect with youth from across the globe, because FCMA will be a global company. I'm speaking it into existence right now. You're in the UK right now, so we're already global.
Yeah.
And I really just want to celebrate youth. There's so much power in youth voice. And I think now is the best time to really amplify those voices, to really push and showcase what youth are doing. We are here to revolutionize the entire world. So I'm just here to hopefully be a bookmark, a chapter in their lifelong journey. And I just continue to hope that FCMA will make impact and just continue to inspire others.
Yeah, that's amazing. I fully support this. I think this is much needed, and I'm really happy that you're doing it. I'm gonna put my computer here. Yeah, I kind of already talked about it in the context of family.
Right.
So definitely, as I said, the mission, the reason why I created family was in basically to empower young women on social media primarily. So that's why we're featuring young women and things that they do. They always answer a simple question that is basically what they consider their biggest accomplishment. It can be personal, professional. It can be something that they're proud of, something that's empowering for them, something even that maybe is concerning to them, even, you know, like fears that they are actually fully, they can be flexible about their response.
Right.
And apart from that, I really want to, and this is what we're doing too, like this event, organizing some kind of like panels or like talks or events that are supposed to empower people that are going to be watching this. So that is the pretty like general mission for family. So in the future, hopefully we're going to have mentorship programs and maybe even scholarship programs to support young women. By the way, hi Jake. And I was mentioning Jake earlier, and so yeah, this is it.
And that's really awesome as well, you know, like empowering young women, because of, as you mentioned, everything that's going on right now. It's super important to really shed light, you know, on, of course, all youth, but I do love that you are particularly focusing on women, young women. So that's really great and inspiring as well.
Thank you. All right, my next question is your experience with building your business, and
Yeah, so FCMA, I want to say I've had the idea to build FCMA for about, I want to say about a year and a half to 2 years now. I did not realize that it would have been March of this year that I would have fully started to really push forward what I wanted to do. I apologize outside as well. Um, so when it comes to building FCMA, I first thought about what impact do I want to make. I know I always go back to impact because for me that's like really huge. Like I know like I have a purpose of being here on this earth, not just for myself, but to encourage somebody else. So I first thought, what impact do I want to make? And then I thought through, okay, what topic areas do I want to focus on? And then what age group do I want to focus on? Because, you know, with every business, you have to have a market segment. You have to know where is the market need. And just based off of my experience, I built F.C.M.A off of my personal experience, which I think makes it so much more powerful that I'm continuing with it, because I started at the age of 11 getting involved with organizations on a more, I want to say, on a more intricate level. Of course, you know, I was involved for all my life from since I could walk in, you know, either playing an instrument or something in the creative arts, you know, dance, ballet, tap, jazz, you name it. Um, and from that point on, when I took a course in the fall of this year, I realized that I really wanted to push forward with F.C.M.A. I said, wow, like I really want to do this. And the experience thus far, of course, finding people to be a part of my team in the early stages, of course, being that it was so new, just trying to also articulate my ideas. Everything was changing. I knew that I wanted to focus on like these different areas, and I wanted to do classes, and there were so many components. And also just finding a team that could understand that nothing is set in stone at the moment, but I wanted them to also help along the journey. Of course, with every business, things change. And currently, I'm just trying to focus on building out F.C.M.A from kind of what I want to do and then articulate that to others. So, right now, just looking for developing my website first, I should say. I'm in the process of doing that. Yeah, having a website, and also being that F.C.M.A right now, the structure that I'm looking to have F.C.M.A become is more of a video series base. So at first I wanted to do courses based, but now being that, you know, a lot of students are on Zoom and everything, I just thought what better way to introduce F.C.M.A than having a mini video series on the different topic areas that we'll focus on. But I'm going to first start with mental health and civic engagement because it's big. I mean, it's election year, you know, there's a lot going on in community, but also this year has been very trying. So that ties into like the mental health aspect. So once I saw that there were a lot of youth, I even sent out a survey to also gauge my market to see, okay, is what I'm doing really needed? And then I got a lot of responses from people. Some youth were like, they never talk about their mental health, or they don't have anyone to talk about, or they would love tips and resources to help them navigate the space that they're in. So once I started to go through the motions from, you know, first figuring out what impact I want to make, which topics I want to focus on, which age group I want to focus on, from there, I just started to build out and just go through the stages of, okay, what do I need to do in order to accomplish this? Like the big vision, what is that? And that's what I was able to identify. And now I'm just trying to, you know, slowly but surely go through the website so people can start to provide feedback, because in the beginning stages, I love feedback. I would love to know if what I'm doing is really being accepted by the market that I'm trying to target. And from then on, just trying to create my video series, looking for subject matter experts, industry professionals, advocates that are focused on these two areas primarily first, which is mental health and civic engagement, and then just develop from there. So it's been an interesting journey. I know I even told my family about it, and you know, my mom, dad, aunt, they're very excited for the launch. And I even told some of my support system, and everybody's like, I can't wait to see what F.C.M.A becomes. So being that it's in the early stages, I'm still looking to, you know, develop, but I'm very excited for the path that we're taking right now. And I hope to continue sharing it with you, and then just continue sharing it with others as a whole.
Yes, yes, I fully support it. You actually mentioned a few things that I've also experienced. So my experiences with building a business. Again, I'm kind of just starting out now, so I don't want to sound like I know it all, but so far from my experience, definitely connecting with people on
Right.
various social media platforms has been so incredibly beneficial to me. I've been, because both of these ventures that I started, we started actually in quarantine in the middle of COVID in April. So so I've been reaching out to a lot of people on LinkedIn. Also, for family, I've been reaching out to my friends from NYU on Instagram, and then other people that saw our features, they started reaching out. I started to reach out to them too. So just like human connection on social media has been incredibly useful for me. What else? Um, yeah, no, I would say primarily connecting with people.
Yeah.
Trying to think of something else. Definitely having surrounding yourself with supportive. Sorry about that. With supportive people and people that maybe even work with you on these on developing these ventures. Um, that's something that I also found incredibly empowering. Family, I started myself. Now we have two people that are also part of family. It's Sophia and Zion. Um, when it comes to Live Room, it's a startup that me and three other co-founders founded. So and we actually know mission, like a goal. That's for sure. So that's yeah. So this is yeah pretty much it. Um, okay, so the next question is about maybe some resources that you would have that you could share with people that might be potentially interested in starting their own venture, or resources meaning literally anything, maybe something that you found helpful.
Yeah. So actually give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get it really quickly.
Okay, no
Should have
worries.
had it next to me. Should have had it next to me. So I actually just on Amazon Prime, I actually just recently found a book that's helping me. I have like little sticky notes that's helping me to navigate what I really want to articulate for FCMA. And being that back in March, it was mainly a class, going through the motions. Okay, what do I want to do? How am I going to do it? Who do I need to help me? Recently, actually, on what day is this? Wow, I love how I did not write the date that I got the book. And I usually write all my dates. Actually, yes, I did. On the 26th of September, I decided that, or the 25th, because it came the next day, I decided that I needed to find a workbook that was going to help me really write down everything that I want FCMA to become. And my advice for anyone out there who is interested in starting an organization or starting their own business, I recommend finding a workbook or a planner that is going to be able to help you articulate what and why you are building your business. And this book specifically that I found, for the time that I have been writing in it already, I've just been realizing there's so many other things that I can do with FCMA that I have not thought about, or that I did not think about when I was in the beginning stages. Of course, it's still in the beginning stages. It's not even a year or even like a good few months. So find a book that you can really that can really help you walk through the steps of starting a business. I also recommend going online and looking up business plans, because ultimately, if you want to have any business to be sustainable, you want to make sure that you have your business plan in place. And as of right now, I have not finished my business plan. It's not even half done because of how many sections there are to a business plan. But also just a reminder to just not give up. You know, it's going to be a long road. Entrepreneurship is not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you could just snap your fingers and everything that you hope to have your business become will happen. But you really have to be in it for the long road. I surely am. I'm taking it one day at a time, with everything that I'm hoping to do with F.C.M.A. But, you know, I definitely recommend finding a book or a workbook planner to help you articulate what you want, as well as learning more about a business plan, as well as the structure that you want to have for your business. So there's different types of business structures. Also, hopefully, like finding out, if not right now, because I still don't have my structure as yet, but that's something I'm looking into. What type of structure do I want my business to have? And then just finally, your how. How are you going to execute this? And who do you need in your circle to help you do that? So I'm still in the process of doing everything that I'm encouraging you all to do, but it's definitely something that is going to help me build out F.C.M.A. And I do hope that it helps you as well.
Yeah, I see Sophia asked here if you could share the name of that book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Mind Your Business. This is no way sponsored by the author. This is just the book that I personally found. I haven't gone through the whole book as yet. I've only been through like, I want to say like 20, 30 pages, because I had to skip over some because I wasn't familiar. But any book really, as I mentioned, this one is Mind Your Business. And there are many others out there that I saw that's really great. So I just recommend whichever one works best for you. I just thought this one was, you know, right up my alley specifically. So I recommend any workbook out there that you think can really help you, because there's different business structures, as I mentioned. So for my organization, this book works best for me, but you can find another one. But any book at all to help you, I recommend that.
Yeah, I agree with this. If I had to add anything to that, um, I mean, definitely, you know, you can Google, there's definitely a lot of resources on the internet, how to start the business, how to write the executive summary, business plans, even financial plans, financial goals, if you need
Have to do
to.
that too.
Yes. And apart from this, there are plenty of accelerators that are very often at universities. So whichever university you go to, usually most universities have these accelerators. This is something that Live Room team, so our Live Room team did. We are actually a part of Columbia Startup Accelerator at Columbia University. It is, if you get into one of these, and it doesn't have to be one of, maybe like, they provide a lot of resources, panels. You can meet with so many people. You can even meet potential investors. So this is something that I would highly recommend. Apart from that, I'm trying to think. I think it's great to have, if you can, but there are free sessions too for some law firms, or at least accountants, to kind of like help you navigate the entire legal aspect of it. It might be useful if you take it seriously, which I hope everyone does, to register it in advance. And doing this also kind of requires you to prepare all these documents, to have it all in one place. So that's definitely something that I think is also a great idea. And yeah, and meeting people, networking with people, surrounding yourself with supportive people, with people that with mentors that maybe they don't even have to be like much older than you, but even people that are your peers that maybe already founded some startups and have been through that. That's always super helpful. So yeah, I have a little one more follow-up question, and it's about the any upcoming events that maybe you will be hosting, or you have in mind, or you're planning. Yeah.
Yeah, so as of right now, I do not have any specific events yet, but I will definitely follow up with you to let you know. The website should be launching by in another 2 weeks, so stay tuned. I'm just putting together some more information, but in the next 2 weeks or so, we should have a website that you all can be able to see and learn a little bit more about F.C.M.A and kind of provide feedback. So that is fcmacademy.com. That is where we will be having more information. And of course, following us on Instagram, FCM Academy 1. I'll be posting some more updates there. And then on LinkedIn at Future Changemakers Academy. So we have those 3 platforms right now. And as mentioned, I will continue to keep in touch, let you all know if there are any events. But for now, I would love if you all can go support and just like our LinkedIn page. I posted my first post. If it wasn't yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I posted my first post ever on the page because I'm now ready to start sharing F.C.M.A with the world now that I have a better understanding of the structure and what I would like to do. So I'm excited, as well as follow us on Instagram, and we'll be sure to post updates. So just make sure you stay tuned for that, and we'll appreciate it. That's all it takes, just support. Just one like, one follow, that can go a long way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm actually gonna, when we're gonna be posting this video, I'm gonna write it in the caption as well. But as for F.C.M.A, yes, also follow us on Instagram. It's F.C.M.A with E, like family, but with E, SF. And yeah, we're actually planning one bigger event, but we're gonna share more details probably a bit later because it's supposed to be sometime in like between January and February. So I'm not gonna share the details yet, but I would also love to organize more of these conversations with other female founders. So definitely make sure to follow us on Instagram to not to miss any upcoming ones. And we're always happy to hear from more women that might be interested in being featured or even participating in these kind of talks or panels that we're doing. So there's also a link in our bio, and you can click on it to submit your material. And yes, thank you so much for watching, to anyone who tuned in for the live stream, and have a good day.
Yes, thank you so much. And as mentioned, definitely, I'm wishing all of you the best. If you would like to connect with me personally as well, feel free to DM the FCM Academy 1 Instagram. I'm more than happy to connect with you there. But as mentioned, just stay tuned, and I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Klemntyna, for the conversation. Female founders under 25. And I'm Kyra-Lee from Future Changemakers Academy, otherwise known as F.C.M.A. And Klemntyna, that was your cue. That was for you to go. Oh, I don't think you heard me.
Oh.
I was like, that is your cue.
I'm so confused right now, but
oh, you were just gonna, because we had to do the little. I'm Kyra-Lee, F.C.M.A, and she's Klemntyna.
and I'm Klemntyna.
And we're out.
Yes, and I'm Klemntyna from F.C.M.A, and yes, thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Bye.